You know, in the high-stakes world of the data center, a lot of businesses feel, well, trapped, kind of locked into these really expensive solutions from just one vendor. But what if there was an escape hatch? An open-source challenger just dropped a new tool that might be the key, and honestly, it's making some serious waves. Let's break down what's happening.
And that's really the question at the heart of all this, right? When a dominant player in any market kind of changes course and a whole chunk of their customers feel left behind, it creates this massive vacuum. And you know what they say about vacuums? Someone or something is always going to step in to fill that void.
So to really get why this is such a big deal, we first need to understand the lay of the land. We've got to look at what's been happening in the modern data center.
For the longest time, for years and years, if you were talking about server virtualization, you were basically talking about VMware. They were the undisputed champs, pretty much the only game in town for a lot of people. But lately, the company's been shifting its focus, really zeroing in on its biggest, most complex enterprise clients. And while that totally makes sense for their business, it's left a lot of other organizations with more, let's say, straightforward needs, looking for a new home.
And this is where things get really interesting. That market shift created the perfect opening for an alternative to not just exist, but to really start gaining some serious ground. Let's meet the platform that's been stepping up.
Meet Proxmox. So Proxmox is an open-source platform that just nails the fundamentals. It's fantastic at hosting your virtual machines and your containers. For companies that don't need all the bells and whistles of a giant, complex platform, Proxmox has become the go-to. It's powerful, it's flexible, and it's been quietly building this incredibly loyal following. But here's the thing. Being a solid, reliable alternative wasn't enough. Proxmox just unveiled something new, a superpower, if you will, that takes their whole platform to another level and could totally change its role in the market.
And this is the headline. On December 5th, Proxmox dropped its brand new Data Center Manager. And listen, this isn't just some minor update or a small new feature. No, this is a huge strategic play. It's designed to turn Proxmox into a true private cloud platform.
This really shows you the massive leap forward. Before, if you were managing a few different Proxmox setups, you were jumping between different interfaces, kind of juggling everything separately. Now, it's all brought together into one single dashboard. You get this single pane of glass that lets you see everything, from your local servers to your cluster spread out across the globe. For efficiency, that is a total game changer. Okay, and one of the absolute killer features here is live VM migration. The Data Center Manager lets you move a running virtual machine from one cluster to another without any downtime or manual network headaches. This is the kind of powerful feature that VMware really pioneered, and it's essential for any serious private cloud. And now, Proxmox has a simple, really elegant way to do it. And the list of seriously impressive features just keeps going. You're getting tools to manage whole fleets of VMs, so you can handle patching and updates across the board, at scale. You get full lifecycle management tools, and of course that unify dashboard we talked about. And for you tech heads out there, under the hood, it's built on modern stuff like the Rust programming language, which tells you they are dead serious about performance and security. So yeah, the features are cool, but what does this actually mean in the real world? What's the impact? Well, this is where the story gets a lot bigger. This could potentially open the floodgates.
Hey, but don't just take my word for it. Bardia Khalilafar, who's the CEO of a company that provides Proxmox solutions, he put it perfectly. He said, this release literally opens the floodgates. I mean, that's a really powerful statement. It suggests there's all this pent-up demand for a solution like this that's about to be unleashed, especially for people managing really complex multi-site infrastructures. All right, so let's boil this all down. What does this actually mean for you? Well, for businesses, it's that escape hatch we talked about, a real viable alternative to being locked into one vendor. For service providers, it makes managing all their client infrastructure way, way simpler. For anyone building their own private cloud, Proxmox just became a much more serious contender. And for the market as a whole, more competition. And you know, more competition is pretty much always a good thing for the customer.
So all of this really points to a fascinating potential shift in how we all think about building and managing our digital worlds.
So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's the evolution. Proxmox is no longer just that scrappy, simple alternative for basic stuff. With this Data Center Manager launch, it has truly matured. It's graduated. It is now a genuine, serious contender for building a full software-defined data center. And this whole story leaves us with a much bigger question, doesn't it? As these powerful, community-driven, open-source tools like Proxmox keep getting better and better,
and start challenging the established giants, well, you've got to wonder, is the future of the cloud fundamentally built on open source? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for diving into this with me.